Maine often gets romanticized as a peaceful escape, a place of rugged coastlines, charming lighthouses, and endless lobster rolls. While it's true that the state has its appeal, especially for nature lovers and those seeking a slower pace, especially here in Aroostook County, I live on the Canadian border. It's peaceful. There are some compelling reasons why moving here might not be the dream it's cracked up to be, though. From harsh winters to limited job prospects, and yes, even the political landscape. Here are 7 reasons you might want to think twice before packing up and moving to the Pine Tree State. Number 1, the brutal winters. Maine's winters are no joke. If you're imagining a picturesque snow globe scene with a cozy fire, think again, because the reality is far less charming. The state regularly sees temperatures below zero. Just yesterday, March 13th, here we had 2 below zero, for instance, with wind chills that can make it feel even worse. Snowfall is heavy, often measured in feet rather than inches, and blizzards can shut down roads for days. In 2023, parts of Maine saw over 100 inches of snow, and that's not unusual. Shoveling becomes a full-time job, and ice storms can knock out power for extended periods. If you're not used to driving on icy roads, or don't relish the idea of bundling up like an Arctic explorer just to grab the mail, Maine's winters could wear you down fast. Sure, some people love the challenge, but for many, it's a deal breaker. Number 2, limited job opportunities. Unless you're planning to retire or work remotely, Maine's job market might leave you frustrated. The state's economy leans heavily on tourism, fishing, and small-scale manufacturing, which sounds quaint until you realize how few high-paying or diverse opportunities there are. The unemployment rate hovers around the national average, but wages tend to be lower. Median household income in Maine was about $63,000 in 2023, compared to the national median of $74,000. Tech hubs, corporate headquarters, and thriving startup scenes, you won't find them here. Portland, the biggest city, has some creative and service-based jobs, but it's tiny compared to urban centers elsewhere. If you're career-driven or need a robust job market, Maine's economy might feel like a step backward. Hey, it's Mark. I just wanted to jump in here and tell you folks that I am not AI. I've had some folks come in from Farmington and a whole bunch of other areas saying, this guy sounds like AI. I don't know how you get that, but does this look like AI? No, not AI. Thirdly is high cost of living despite the rural vibe. You'd think that a rural state like Maine would be cheap, but that's not entirely true. Housing prices have spiked in recent years, especially in the desirable coastal areas like Bar Harbor, Kennebunkport, and others, where median house prices can easily top $500,000. Even inland, where it's less trendy, you're still looking at $300,000 or more for a decent place. Hardly a bargain when you factor in the heating costs that skyrocket in the winter. Groceries and utilities also run higher than the national average, thanks to Maine's remote location and reliance on imports. The lobster might be fresh, but you'll pay a premium for everything else. For a state that markets itself as vacation land, it's surprisingly tough on the wallet. Number 4, isolation and urban amenities. Maine's small town charm is a selling point, until you realize how isolated it can feel. With a population of just 1.3 million spread across a huge area, you're often miles from the nearest neighbor, let alone a movie theater or decent restaurant. Portland's the closest thing to a city, but with fewer than 70,000 people, it's more of a big town. If you crave nightlife, cultural events, or even a variety of shopping options, you'll be driving hours to Boston and beyond. And good luck with internet. Rural broadband is spotty at best, making remote work and streaming a challenge. For extroverts or anyone who thrives on bustle, Maine's quiet can turn into loneliness fast. Like Tennessee, Maine has a bug problem. Here's a reason that doesn't get enough airtime either. Maine's bugs will test your sanity. Black fly swarms in late spring and early summer, biting hard enough to draw blood and leaving itchy welts. My dad's arms used to swell all up like he looked like Popeye. Mosquitoes are relentless, especially near the state's many lakes and forests. And ticks are a year-round concern in some area, carrying Lyme disease at rates higher than most states. In 2022, Maine reported over 2,000 Lyme disease cases, one of the highest incidents in the United States. If you're outdoorsy, you'll need industrial-strength bug spray and a lot of patience. Even sitting on your porch can turn into a battle. For some, it's a minor annoyance. For others, it's a reason to stay away. Number 6, politics that may not align. Since it's a big factor for many when choosing where to live, Maine's political scene is a mixed bag, which can be a pro or con depending on where you live. On one hand, it's known for independent-minded voters. Senator Susan Collins, a moderate Republican, and Angus King, a Democrat voting independent, are both so old that they grew up in cars without seatbelts or power steering. But the state itself, overall, leans blue, with Democrats dominating recent gubernatorial races and the state legislature. Governor Janet Mills, Democrat, in office since 2019, has pushed progressive policies like expanded health care, importing non-citizens, boys and girls sports, and climate initiatives which thrill some and frustrate others. Myself, I could give a rip about politics. Can't stand it. Rural areas, though, skew more conservative, creating a cultural divide that can feel stark if you're moving from a solidly red or blue state. If you're fiercely partisan, either way, you might find Maine's middle ground vibe or its liberal lean in Augusta jarring. Plus, the small population means everybody knows everybody's business, so political disagreements can get personal fast. Number 7, healthcare access challenges. Finally, healthcare in Maine is a gamble, especially outside urban pockets. The state has a shortage of doctors and specialists, and rural hospitals have been closing or scaling back for years. In 2023, Maine ranked near the bottom for healthcare access in rural areas, with some residents driving over an hour for basic care. Aging infrastructure and a population that's older than the national average, median age is 45 versus 38 nationwide, put extra strain on the system. If you've got chronic health issues or a family to look after, this could be a serious concern. Telemedicine helps, but spotty internet and long winters make it unreliable. You might love the scenery, but when you need a doctor, that postcard view won't mean much. Let's weigh it all up. Maine has its fans for a reason. It's beautiful, quiet, and steeped in a kind old-school New England charm that's hard to find elsewhere. But beauty doesn't shovel your driveway, pay your bills, or swat the black flies. The winters can break your spirit if you're not prepared, and the job market might not support your ambitions. The cost of living and the isolation can feel suffocating if you're used to more action. Bugs turn summer into a war zone. The politics might not fit your worldview, and the healthcare gaps could leave you vulnerable. For some, these are trade-offs worth making. If you're a hardy soul with a remote job, a love for solitude, and a tolerance for mosquitoes, Maine might still call your name. If any one of these 7 reasons hit a nerve, whether it's the endless snow or the political tug-of-war, you might want to keep Maine as a vacation spot rather than a permanent address. It's a state that demands resilience, and not everybody's cut for it. Now, if you found this video helpful and would like to see others like it, please click subscribe and click like, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.